Dad Crossing, a podcast about animals and parenting. Today we chat about the recent Nintendo Direct, Mario items in AC, and DIY dad disasters. We've all had some. And much, much more. Your regulars are here, wave-tossed Lifeform, Nick Metzger, and my favorite co-host, Pro Papa, Sean Abbott. Joining us is no other than the original time pirate himself, former co-host of the show, Dan Borderlands Caparello. Hey, Sean, play that funky music.
Well. Samba time, baby. Bossa and the samba are so close.
Mr. Dan, how have you been?
Oh man, so much Borderlands. Just I can't get away from it. I can't stop it. I beat the first one. I beat the second one. And I was like, cool, I'm done now. I don't have to touch it again. And then I look and I'm like, oh, but then there's the pre-sequel. I already downloaded it. I might as well just fire it up and see what it's like. And I'm sucked in all over again. So that's basically been what I've been doing with my video game time.
You know, I will say though, in the Direct, there was this whole like Tales of Borderlands thing, and I was like, dang, Dan is gonna be all over that.
That's not Borderlands though. I don't play Borderlands for the story. You know that. What story?
I get it now, but I was like, Dan's gonna love that. And then he's like, what's this? My story, blah, blah. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, I'm just flattered you thought of me, really.
That's true. Yeah, there you go. But you have been playing some Metroid and Mega Man. I've been watching some of your streams. I try to keep up on your Retro Logic podcast. That's pretty cool. How's that going, man?
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for catching me. We are retro focused, and that's pretty much all we do. And I will stream. We do a segment on our show called Crossplay, where John Cummins, who's my co-host, he and I swap challenging each other to play a game we've never played before. So last month it was Super Metroid. This month it's the first Castlevania game, which is awful. It's so bad. I can't believe people love this game because it is the hardest thing. I don't even know what to do with myself. It's so terrible. I'm like 4 bosses in too. Like I'm not doing terribly. It's just frustrating and hilarious to watch on stream. So I appreciate the support.
No, I'm totally with you. I've never liked Castlevania games. And maybe they got better. I don't know, but after the first couple I tried, I just was like, I'm done. That's all.
Everybody's telling me that the Game Boy Advance games and Super Castlevania are the best, and Symphony of the Night. And I'm like, well, can I just play those? Because I don't want to.
They're not retro enough, Dan. Not retro.
Oh man. Well.
Sean, how have you been, man? How have you been?
I've been really good. I finally got myself the Xbox Series X.
Woo!
Which is currently sat there looking really nice in the living room, and I haven't been able to touch it for a week.
Congrats.
Thank you very much. It took 3 days to get it. It's unbelievable. We had to use an app in the end called Hotstock UK, which basically sent me an alert when it was in stock. And then it was a case of button mashing the website that it was on until like you could get it in the basket, and then button mashing until you could go to checkout. And then, so yeah, we were driving to York, and I got a notification while I was driving. It came through, and I was like, oh, quick, go on the Smith's website, Linz. Quick, get on there. And she got on, she managed to get it for me. So
nice.
Yeah. And now currently owe £319 because I sold my Xbox One S. I think I got 130 for that. So I need to pay it back slowly.
Very cool. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I haven't touched mine near as much as I would like to, I think, but I will say it saved me money. We'll talk about the Direct coming up here next, but Outer Wilds saved me money on that. I would be purchasing that, but it's on Game Pass. I've got my fill of it. I don't really need any more. So you know what? That saves me 4 months of Game Pass basically. I don't know if it's $60 on Switch. I would imagine it's going to be, but if it is, that's a $60 game I would have bought.
Did you ever play Demolition Derby?
I have not. No.
Yeah, I love Demolition Derby. What's up with Demolition Derby?
At the moment on Game Pass, there's a game called Wreckfest, which is like Demolition Derby. my friend pointed it out to me the other day because we were going to play a little bit online once I got some time. And so I downloaded it. I give it a quick go. Logan ended up sat on my knee because he's a big fan of cars. And he's like, oh, it's fun to hollow, Daddy. It's fun to hollow. So it's basically just been making me drive around and crash into other cars. That's the only thing I've done on my Xbox so far.
Nice.
So, but what I will say is it plays it very well.
Sweet.
Sounds pretty fun.
Well, guys, we had a direct. And, it's great that we had planned for Dan to be on this show. And I guess we didn't mention it. This is our year. Dad Crusting has been around for an entire year. Who would have thought the three of us kind of started it all together? And who would have thought we would have ever made it? So we had planned Dan to be on for this episode to kind of celebrate us being around for a year.
And what a year it was. What a year it was, Nick.
Yeah,
wow.
Well, if you're going to set up to have a podcast remotely, there was no better year to do it.
I guess so. You're right on that.
To be honest, there were months actually where if I wouldn't have been hanging out with you guys, I wouldn't have been hanging out with any guys.
That's still the case.
Yeah. So we thought but then there was this direct announced, which is really cool because Dan, like a year ago, was like, there's never gonna be a direct again.
I was saying that up until like the day before this direct. I was like, nope, no directs. They're dead. Never happening.
But to be fair, Dan, I would have never in a million years thought you would have been right as long as you were, quite frankly.
I was right for a very long time.
Yes,
I was surprised I was right that long.
I would have never bet it, but you were. And quite frankly, as I think you've said yourself, you're glad that you finally were wrong. And we got ourselves a real 50-minute, like we're used to, direct.
Solid direct.
Yep, exactly. So, actually, Dan, I pulled this from you put out a graphic of like when the games came out, what time before Nintendo did itself, which I thought which really made me laugh. And
well, I was asking
but yours
for
was
it.
better because it had dates.
Well, yeah, I was asking for it. I was like, did anybody put together like a graphic or some kind of dates or anything? And they were like, no, I don't know. I haven't seen one. So I was like, well, shoot, I'll just friggin' make the thing then. Dang. It only took me like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Not
and then
that big a deal, guys.
And then like a couple days after you did it, I was like, oh, there's Nintendo's with no dates or anything. So now I don't know when anything's actually coming out.
Thank you. I would have liked to have had prices on that too, but they're not all out yet.
Yeah, that makes sense. So we're just going to hit the stuff that we are somewhat interested in. And I'll be honest, I was interested in quite a bit of this. Like I kept hitting things. And it doesn't mean that I'm like, there was stuff that I don't know that I'm going to buy. Like I need to know more about it. But I just look, you'd see something, it's just like that sizzle reel or whatever. I'm like, well, I might like that. So this isn't in order of how the instead of in order of how the direct rolled out, we're doing it in order of what's coming up first in release schedules. So first up, I added some things to the list, so I got it out of order a little bit. Sorry. Son of a God. I meant to have it pulled up because I didn't write down.
That's what happens, Nick. You invite me back on, and I start messing stuff up. That's just how you got to expect these kinds of things.
Here I'm praising you about how awesome your thing is, and you're like, yeah, actually,
about that.
Just the flow.
So, up first is around up first is going to be that we're going to talk about. Like I said, we're not hitting everything, just stuff that we're interested in. So for me, I was somewhat interested in Plants and Zombies. I've only played the mobile game. I saw this, I was like, hey, this looks cool. I would definitely jump in on this. And so this is coming out on March 19th. And so I don't have much to say about it other than it's coming out and I'm interested in it, and we'll see.
Have you played Garden Warfare, the like third-person shooter dealy that they?
No, I have only played like the top-down place your plants where they need to go, like very rudimentary plants.
Yeah.
And zombies.
Because I'm like you, I love the puzzle game Plants vs Zombies, but I actually was not a huge fan of Garden Warfare, which is what this basically is.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
what I
a
would
it's
think
like
to say the same.
the closest thing I can think of to it is like a Splatoon or like whatever that weird game was for the Switch where like you shoot the body parts and they grow and they're like luchadors or something.
Uh-huh.
It's like a fun third person shooter. It's fine. It's nothing groundbreaking,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't want to kill your hype, but like it's not the
No,
same.
I don't really have hype. This is one of those games I saw and I was like, oh, I love Plants and Zombies, and so yeah, sure, I'll take a look at that. Metopia, here's another one. Never played the first one. In fact, I was in on Justin and Tim's stream and Jesse's, and I was like, is this because I played this stupid Mitomo mobile game for a period of time, and I was like, is this Mitomo? And then somebody like corrected me, and they're like, no,
I make the same mistake.
And so, yeah, and I only played, and I mean, I like those kind of games, but I couldn't play Mitomo for very long at all.
I could say the me stuff kind of lost me from the Wii era. I think the hit the Mii's very hard there for me. So
Oh yeah, big time.
yeah,
I never got to play Metopia, and I think I would be down to give it a try. Not for $50, but you know, I don't know, maybe a sale or something will come.
I know. Yeah, I feel that is true. I feel I'm kind of with you on that. But I feel like I I don't know why. It's the Nintendo fanboy in me. It's like I gotta play that to try it. Like I missed it the first time, so I feel like I gotta play it now. And next up, Metopia is coming out. It's coming out. It is. May 2021. So next up on our list of games, one we are all excited for, which we'll probably spend a little bit of time on, Mario Golf.
Finally.
Oh my God.
I'll let somebody take it. Sean, you take it. You start us off.
It looks amazing. That rush mode looks great. That just looks like if we can get a bunch of people from the Discord all together in the same place, that would be amazing. And the motion controls and things like that, they kind of took the shambles of what is Mario Tennis. Sorry to anybody that likes Mario Tennis, but they must have took some learning points from this and thought, right, we need to make this good, because we kind of flopped a little bit with that one. So yeah.
Is Mario Tennis on the Switch not good? I didn't really play it.
It's okay, but once you've kind of gone through the story, that's it. There's not really much else to it. The online multiplayer is a bit hit and miss.
I think it's good now. It falls into that trap of, yeah, when it was released, it wasn't that good. It's had many DLC or like just updates. I don't know. They wouldn't be considered DLC, but just updates to the controls, to the mechanisms, to, all that stuff. So I would consider it good now. I would consider it mediocre at best when it was released. So
see, I played it really heavy when it was mediocre at release. So
yeah.
That stuck with me now.
Yeah, that's how those games are, right? When they release like that, it doesn't matter how it matters, but it really, like, that first impression really sticks with you, I think. So.
Yeah, big time. Mario Golf is just, I love Mario Golf, and I think that incorporating kind of like a Mario Party style mini game, kind of like fun, fast-paced game into that is such a fun addition. So good. Because like it's kind of a while it takes a while for a multiplayer group to get through a whole, like even like a nine hole round is going to take a while. Mm-hmm. So it's cool to see something quick. Hopefully they incorporate that feature online or see what they can do with that. And just so hyped for the story mode. Like,
yeah,
just
that's good.
Killed it with the story mode.
Yeah,
I want to play it now. I'm so hyped.
I like the depth of control that you've got as well. So how the shot gauge like curves to show the lay of the land, and yeah.
Golf games in general, I'm digging, but yeah, Mario Golf in particular.
Yeah, I've always thought Mario Golf has nailed the controls. Like even in the very beginning on the NES Open tournament, I just always felt like I really knew with that gauge, like if I messed up on the gauge, I knew where it was going. I was like, dang,
right.
I messed up. It's gonna end up right there, and it would.
NES Open is such a good game.
Yeah, I love that game. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I agree with you, Dan, about the rush mode because it does take a long time if you're gonna play 4 people. I really feel like you can see Nintendo the same way like with Mario Kart 8, and they have the like you can just give the kid the controller and it basically goes by itself. They're really thinking about like how do we do this for like a younger audience so that we can play around a golf if we want to, but if you have the kids there, they don't want to wait for me and then somebody else take a turn. And it's like, hey, why don't we do it like this? And so it's just party mode. Kids can have a lot of fun. So yeah, I think it's awesome.
Well, sorry, I was distracted by Dan's leg then.
I promise I'm wearing pants.
Hey, it's not one of those.
That's a bummer. It's a bummer promise.
Oh no.
What would be good is because it is quite a long thing for 4 people to play a full round of golf. Is when you're waiting for your turn, if like you could play a little bit of Super Mario Bros. Or something like just like an in-game minigame where you're waiting, just run through a couple of little squash and goombas and take some.
That reminds me of in Mario Golf for the N64. While the other person's going, you can hit a button on your controller to like make your character make a noise.
Oh, I think I do remember that.
Oh man, it's super obnoxious and like because like you're trying to concentrate on your shot and you got like Donkey Kong screaming in the background. So I remember that being a great time. So I hope they bring that back. That's a good feature I'd like to see. Bring that to more Nintendo games. Come on, let's do it. It's in Mario Kart.
So that by far is, I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff I'm excited for, but that by far was my high point of this direct. Like that was the thing that I wanted most out of everything. And that, unfortunately, we got to wait a few months for. It comes out June 25th of this year. So solid date. I always like it when Nintendo, if they're going to give you that solid like June 25th, you pretty much know that they feel comfortable that this is going to happen.
For sure.
So that's good. Next on the list, coming up next is Skyward Sword. And I was excited for this with new Joy-Cons, by the way, which I got a pre-order for. Got it in.
Yep.
Mine are coming. Did
too.
Anybody else do a pre-order?
Got it. Yep. GameStop.
Nice.
Weren't available to pre-order in the UK.
You what? What?
At
John?
all?
No.
That's just.
It's one of them that they'll be out when they're out. Things like that doesn't go as nuts in the UK as it does over there.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, we'll kill each other for a set of pins. So I mean, you're right.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So.
Wow.
But this Zelda is one of the ones because it was on the Wii U, wasn't it? Or was it the Wii?
Just the Wii.
Just the Wii. This is one of those that I didn't play on the Wii, and that's why I wanted a Wii U because I wanted to go back and. So
it's still $20 on the Wii U eShop though, if you want to pick it up there. But
I don't have a Wii U, unfortunately.
Well, there you go.
See, and so people sit here and complain about the $60 price tag that Skyward Sword will be, but this is why they do it. I have a Wii U. It's right over there. I could download the game right now for $20 and play it, and I never have. But guess what I will do? I will spend $60 stupid on this game, and I will play it to completion on the Switch. Why?
And you know what?
I don't know.
You'll be happy about it too.
That's right.
It's in
totally
HD,
right.
and you can play it without motion controls. So that to me is worth the price of admission.
And that's what I do hear from people. But yeah, I mean, so people are like, oh, I don't know. I was like, they're gonna do it because there's people like me who will pay for it, even though I don't have to. So yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, but I'm excited. I'm with you, Sean. I've never played it. Never played Skyward Sword. So what were you saying, Dan? I'm sorry.
I played a lot of Skyward Sword back in the Wii days. And I will say that it is a fantastic Zelda game with a couple of lesser lovable points. Fi, which is like kind of like the helpful fairy in that game, very obnoxious. So hopefully they have an option to tone her down. She's very helpful. She's overly helpful. Sure. And then there was just I wasn't a huge fan of how they handled overworld situations with like there wasn't really any connection between the locations. It just kind of felt a little disjointed a little bit. Other than that, probably some of my favorite dungeons in any 3D Zelda game. Great items. I actually really liked the motion controlled swordplay. I thought they pulled it off really well. It's kind of like if you're used to playing Zelda and just pressing A to be able to attack stuff, and now you actually have to fight with the sword, you kind of have to get used to that. But in all honesty, they pulled it off really well. So it's kind of just comes down to whether or not you like motion controls in general. But yeah, overall, the dungeons and the individual biomes that you go through are great, super great. Story's a little weird. But I mean, overall, it's a great Zelda game, you know? Just for the dungeons alone, it's worth playing through.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that because I do hear a lot of mixed reviews. I hear a lot of people really excited about the no motion controls. So,
yeah, I like the motion controls. I can see why it would be like an inconvenience, and I'm glad that Nintendo came up with an elegant solution for it. Honestly, I think that it's cool that they considered that because it's a Switch. You have to be able to play in handheld mode, so you might as well figure it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I like the fact it might be the motion controls might be a bit better now. The motion controls, like in the Joy-Cons, are probably a bit more updated and more sensitive than the Wii ones.
Well, the Skyward Sword required Wii Motion Plus, which is very accurate, way more accurate than the original Wii remote was. And you're right, the Joy-Cons have that tech plus more, so I'm sure that they have updated those as well. I hope that people who are put by the motion controls at least give it a try, because I think that they pulled them off really well, and it's kind of a cool experience. So I would say give it a try. That's all I would say.
Well, I appreciate that because I don't know that I would have otherwise. So just really quick before we move on to jump back, they showed motion controls in Mario Golf. Man, I hope they nail those because that'll be so much fun if they really nail that cool motion control. So I hope they do. The Skyward Sword is coming out July 16th. I don't know. My pre-order. I'm not getting my pre-order of according to Best Buy. I'm not getting my pre-order of Joy-Cons until the 29th. Shipped to me.
No, Joy-Cons same day.
Yeah. I know they're supposed to be, but for me, they're not. Maybe it'll change. Weird. Maybe it'll change, but apparently it'll arrive on the 29th, which is fine. I can live. I'll make it. It'll be a big problem, but I'll make it.
So on day of release, what I'll do is I'll walk past the doors of game in the UK with no queue. Walk up to the Nintendo Switch section, pick up my Joy-Cons and game, and walk to things and go, "Oh wow, cool! I'm glad you had these in stock." To which the guy behind the desk will go, "Oh yeah, it's been pretty quiet." Because that's Sean, what he always does.
You live in a fantasy world. What is going on?
No, it's honestly this part of the UK. I don't think there's many people that are as interested in playing Zelda games.
All right, okay. Well, Sean, if you see any Link's Awakening steelbooks laying around, you go ahead and send me one, okay?
I'm on
it. Yeah. So next is Fall Guys, which I was so excited to see. I'm not gonna lie, this was the one game where I was like, should have got a PS5 instead of an Xbox. I could be playing Fall Guys. Like seriously. But I held out good hope that it would come out to the Switch, and I guess it's coming out to the Xbox as well.
Why isn't Fall Guys on Xbox yet? That's weird. It's like PS4 exclusive or what?
Oh yeah.
PC, PS4.
Yeah, and I guess from what it will have been when it falls onto both the Switch and
pun intended and
Xbox. Good. Yeah, it actually wasn't. I wish it would have been though.
Great job. No, you nailed that. Love it.
Wow. Just sorry, really quickly, I found a Link's Awakening steel case. Everything brand new in the wrapping still. There's a guy in Wales that's selling it for £75.
No, no thanks.
That's like $100 an American, right?
I don't trust the Welsh.
Where's the device?
So
weird.
yeah,
It's a
the
weird
rumor
thing to
is
say.
that PlayStation had a year exclusive on it because that'll run up in August when I believe it's coming out.
I said I was the same as
Summer
you.
2021 is the time.
I got really upset that I didn't have my PS4 anymore when I sold it, and Fall Guys came to the PlayStation before it came to the Xbox. But I think there's been rumor for a while that it was going to come to the Switch, so I've hung on. But this game, I absolutely love it. It's probably one of the only games I'll watch get played regularly on Twitch. YouTube videos of it, it's so
hilarious.
Funny. Yeah,
They absolutely are hilarious.
It is pretty great. I've played exactly like 5 minutes of it at my brother's house one time, and it was really fun. Depending on the price, I might pick it up on the Switch and be able to play it a little bit more. I'm just not overly hyped for it. Like it was. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
You know.
I could see it being a very good monthly mayhem.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's coming. I believe it's coming Game Pass on Xbox. I believe I heard that. So if it does, then I don't know. It'll be hard for me to buy it on the Switch. So we'll see.
Well, that's not too bad as long as they do cross-platform play. You should be able to go switch to Xbox because you can do that for things like
great.
Fortnite. So
Come on, somebody, let's do it.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. I was going to say then I'd play with my son that way, so I wouldn't have to buy one. But my son does not have an Xbox, so he'd be very confused on how this is working. Like, why do you go downstairs and play every time, Dad? I don't understand. It's magic, son. Don't worry about it. Next up on the list is well, I shouldn't say next. We don't know what's coming out when. This is summer 2021 as well. But the Outer Wilds. I just want to mention this one because I had actually mentioned it on this podcast, I believe last time, or maybe two. I started to play it on Xbox Game Pass. Really did enjoy it.
Give me like a brief pitch as to what the hell's going on in this game, because I was confused by that trailer.
Sure. So you are a cadet that is taking off into space, and really, I don't want to say it's Animal Crossing, but it's very like open. Like you go out into space when you lift the craft off the ground, and you're really like you're doing the controls. You're lifting it off using the thrust. You kind of move it around. It's got pretty good. I mean, I've never been in space. I think that's what I said last time. I've never been in space, but from what I would think, it's got pretty good space gravity physics. Okay. And so you're really in control of the craft. The one thing I will say, flying the craft is so fun. When you nail landing it, you feel like you're like, yeah, man, I did that. You know, I mean, it's just like this, it's like this great feeling of like, I nailed that. I landed it on this little platform or whatever. So that's great. But when you, then all of a sudden it's like, well, what the heck am I doing now that I'm in space? That was my problem. And then I was like, I started to figure out, okay, so I can basically go to any of these planets I want and just start to explore them. And I think you're trying to find out more about this ancient species. But at some point I was like, the story didn't grab me. But let me go back to your pitch. The pitch is you're a cadet, you go into space, you have 22 minutes real time in space before there's a solar flare. Anything that you do in those 22 minutes, you will keep with you in this log. And so you won't lose it. But you'll have to start back at home base every 22 minutes. And so then you'll learn whatever you learn, you'll gain some new objectives, you'll solve some objectives, and then you'll move on and do more. But it's very open. It's not like, I mean, if you want a handholdy game, this is not your shtick. It's very like, here is a solar
Sounds
system.
interesting. Do we have a price on that one yet?
I don't think so. I'd be surprised if it's not 60. But
is it an indie game? Oh, okay.
No, I don't believe it's an indie game, but for some reason I don't know who makes it right off the top of my head.
Okay. Because it doesn't not sound like something I would spend $60 on per se, but it sounds very interesting.
Yeah. I liked it. I loved working, and you can hop out of the craft. So like you land it, you hop out of the craft, and then you have the spacesuit, and it still has the space gravity physics where it's like you press the Z button, you give you a boost, and then you can kind of move around. Yeah, I don't know. I did like it, but it wasn't one that's gonna catch me enough to like pick it up on the Switch personally. So, the next one I just put on there because I'm like, well, this looks cool. I did just get word, I believe, from Nintendo dads that this is also a mobile game, Star Wars Hunter.
Yeah, it had Star Wars on it, so I'm interested. But
that's where I'm at.
What is it?
Mhm.
What am I doing in Star Wars Hunters? What is happening?
Yeah. All right.
So-
Moving on, because I'm pretty much in the exact same thing. We're like,
yeah.
like spot on. Oh, it's Star Wars. Them hunting stuff. That sounds like fun.
I'm in.
Yeah,
Star Wars on
exactly.
a Nintendo console, count me in.
But listening to Nintendo Dads the other week, I did hear that it's mobile. That doesn't. I mean, I've played my fair share of mobile games. That doesn't necessarily immediately knock me out, but that does make me go, oh, now it does make me have a little
Yeah.
apprehension. I will say that.
Yeah.
Dan, you seem slightly excited for this next one. By the way, Star Wars Hunters, I believe, is 2021. Doesn't even say summer, so I don't know. We might be stepping into fall at this point. So Splatoon 3. Walk me through. Yes, walk me through your reaction as you're watching this trailer.
I even knowing that things were happening on the screen that were related to Splatoon.
Yeah.
Splatoon 3 wasn't in my. I was like, okay, well, they're not going to do Splatoon 3 on the same console they had Splatoon. Would they? They wouldn't do that. Would they do that? I don't know. But I just have such a love affair with Splatoon as in general. I think it's just one of the most clever, fun, like family-friendly, like just crazy, amazing Nintendo franchises to come out of the past 5-10 years or so. I just want them to keep doing new, interesting things with the format because it's such an open, crazy format.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Salmon Run was like such a necessary addition to the game, letting you do like a more cooperative thing with your paint and not necessarily always having to jump into like a competitive thing.
Yeah.
Just keeping the customization going with all the stuff you can do with your Inkling. I'm hoping they start to expand what they can do with single player content. I would love to see that, like more of an adventure style thing and less of like a puzzle after puzzle after puzzle type thing. As much as I love that, I want to see them do something new. And we didn't really have any information about any of that.
Yeah,
we have a logo and like some cool art man, but all I remember is watching the trailer that they had launched and then hearing that Splatoon theme pop in, and I got like so hype. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for it. To be honest, I don't know that this would be on my list if it wasn't. My son has gotten like super into Splatoon.
Oh yeah.
Which, like his birthday was he's a Valentine's baby, so his birthday was on Valentine's Day. And we actually I kind of gave him my Switch Lite, and then on it was his own copy of Splatoon 2 because he was he's all about it, and we were taking turns, and he's like, Dad, isn't there a way we can play this together? And of course I'm like, I don't know if there is or not. And so yeah, so he was all about it. So I'm excited because I know he's like super pumped about it, and I don't know how excited I'd be if it was just me. I would love to see, and basically what you're saying, because I really thought maybe this is going to be like they take the Splatoon, they take that franchise in a different direction. Like they try to play with it a little bit, make it first party or something, or I don't know. So I'd like to see them do something like that. And, like first person or something. I don't know, something different with it.
I wouldn't be mad if they did like a battle royale type thing. I wouldn't be mad at them at all. Yeah, it's popular. It's in the zeitgeist. You might as well give it a try. So
I couldn't get on with Splatoon. I couldn't figure out what was going on. The controls, the like story mode of it all. When I was playing, because I tried to play Splatoon 2. It's in my library of games to download, but I couldn't get on with it. But if they did a battle royale style, for some strange reason, anything that's battle royale at the moment seems to be drawing me in quite a lot.
See, Nintendo, you gotta get it. You gotta get it. Sean will play if you put battle royale, so you gotta get it. Do it, Nintendo.
I think it'd be fun. I mean, why not have all the different modes? I mean, the more options, the better. I'd be down for it.
Another idea that I heard somebody say is like, would be cool if you did like a 1 versus 100 type thing where like somebody was like a monster or like a boss, and then like you had a bunch of other people trying to defeat like a kind of like Evolved almost, that kind of thing. I think that kind of gameplay is really, really fun. So
Like
I would love to see them play with the format.
MVP style mode where you've got one person that's the high value target and everybody like.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see what they'll do with this. Dan, you got 2 games on here, and like it was funny, man. I was like, what the crap is this? And all of a sudden, like I look down at my phone, it's like Stubs the Zombie, and I'm like, okay, well, Dan's excited for it. What the heck is this, Dan?
Oh man. Okay. Stubbs, I'm the retro guy on the podcast now. So here we go. Stubs the Zombie was an original Xbox game. Came out around 2005, 2006. And it is a third-person zombie game. You're a zombie, and it is just, oh man, how do I describe this game? It was built on the Halo engine. Okay, so it's very familiar gameplay, except all of your attacks are like very weird, right? Like you can take your arm off and like throw it at somebody, and if it attaches to their head, now you have like control of them and you can manipulate them and move them around. You can also just like throw body parts at people and like attach body parts to you. Like it is so bonkers and weird. And it was developed in Austin actually. And so when it came out, it was kind of a big deal at Game Crazy, because we were like, oh, this is developed in Austin, it's cool. And so we sold lots of copies because of the proximity we had. But like, I think it's a great game. I think it's hilarious and fun. And I couldn't be more happy that this game's coming out. It's like a $70 Xbox game now. So if you're a collector and you want the game, maybe just pick it up on Switch, because that's an expensive Xbox game.
Yeah, I'll be grabbing it on the Switch. It was one that I wish I had played on the Xbox a while back. So this is.
Do you remember it when it came out? Do you remember it launching? And
I can't remember it launching. Because I think it was it the original Xbox or was it the 360?
Yeah, original.
Yeah.
Toward the end of the original Xbox life cycle.
Yeah. The end of the original Xbox life cycle, I had the Xbox was in my car, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just started driving, so I kind of like modified the car a little bit to have a drop down in the glove box of the car. You could drop it down. There was like a little DVD player screen and have the Xbox and everything.
That's
the
cool.
car,
That's amazing.
I wish you were my friend in high school. Shoot.
Yeah. So that's because my entire music library was a Crystal Xbox that I had. My entire music library was on that. So like it played straight through the car stereo. So whoever was in the passenger seat could just pick whatever music they wanted, and
just more proof that Sean lives in a fantasy world somewhere.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I had heard nothing about it, but for the right price, I might give it a shot.
It's just one of these games that like you never thought you'd see again, right? It's like, oh, this was really cool. I wish they would do something with this, and then it would never ever happen again, and it's happening. So I think all need to pick it up and give it a try. Not kid friendly, FYI. Not a kid friendly game at all.
It's us approved, not Dad Crossing approved.
Correct. It's Retro Logic approved.
There you go. Yeah. So I have no idea what this game is. Like I sat there and watched this thing, maybe fell asleep through a little bit of it, and Project Triangle Strategy. I was like, I don't know what's going on. What is
Sean, did you play any of the demo, or did you know what this was?
No, I don't think. I didn't watch all the direct. I just watched the little clips on YouTube, or the ones that I'd be interested in.
So Project Triangle Strategy is the same developers as Octopath Traveler, but they are taking a genre switch. They are making a tactics RPG. So akin to kind of like Fire Emblem, closer to something like Final Fantasy Tactics, or basically Final Fantasy Tactics. And I played the demo for a good hour or so, got a good battle in, and checked out like the battle strategies and the difficulty and the system itself, and came away pretty pleased with what was there. Pretty good story so far. And just if you know what a tactics RPG is, then you know what this game is. It's a grid based and turn based, and everybody takes a turn, and it's very much based on placement of characters and where their abilities can like take them, or what attacks they can do from a distance or close up. And they kind of throw you into this demo with like a full team. Like there's like 9 people on your team. And so it's a lot to manage all at once if you're not used to this kind of gameplay. And they even tell you when you first pop up the demo, like, this is a hard game, so just take in the world and do your best. They're like, you know what I mean? Like, we know it's hard, just do your best or whatever. And being a seasoned Final Fantasy Tactics veteran, I didn't have any trouble with it. And I'm actually more hype for it now than I was before the demo. Wow, based on what I played. So if you have any interest in this, or you like what Fire Emblem has to offer but wish it had like deeper strategy, this might be something to look at. And there's a free demo right now. You can go check it out, give it a try, see if it's something that you're into. I highly recommend it for Fire Emblem fans for sure.
So what was the game that came out that was like Advanced Wars? It came out on the Switch like a year and a half ago. I'm not going to think of the name.
You are talking about Wargroove.
Yes, wow, that was good, because I was about to say we did a Discord thing. I bought Wargroove, and I was just like, I thought I'd like it. I really did. I was like, I could see, and I kind of did, but like at some point when the battles got super long, I was like, oh my God, I just want to be done with this game.
You like Fire Emblem?
I've never given it a shot, to be honest. And okay. I almost did with Three Houses. I almost pulled the trigger, but it was just like people were talking about how long it was, and I was like,
yeah, probably don't play this game then.
Yeah.
Probably safe to say that, because I played for an hour and got 1 battle in. So yeah,
see, I just like I need the battles to be snappier. I get halfway through it and I'm like, I want to be done with this now.
Yeah. Don't blame me for that.
Yeah. And so I will say though, I really thought that game was Fire Emblem. Because like there's the 3 fires, and I don't know a lot about Fire Emblem. I think I just made that pretty clear. But there's 3 houses, 3 fires. I get it. This is
before
DLC.
We had the title on screen, I thought it was going to be Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
And I was mad. I was like, come on, guys. Like, we don't need more Fire Emblem, please, for the love of God. And then when it was like something else, whatever, I was like, cool, this is rad, awesome, good deal.
Yeah, that's cool. So in the Skyward Sword, before the Skyward Sword trailer, I don't remember the guy's name. I'm sorry. Who did they bring out for the Zelda? Does anybody remember the Nintendo? All the smart people.
Man, I just had his name. Now it's gone.
Yeah, I had it in my head and now it's not there. Well, you guys can be like, why don't you know anything about Nintendo, Nick? So you anyways, they had what?
I could say I was asleep because I think like this direct dropped at about 10 o'clock UK time, and I was absolutely wrecked that night. So for work, so I crashed. Didn't see the direct, so I had to catch it all the next morning in segments. So I haven't actually watched the full direct yet. So I missed.
Oh, it's Aonuma. It's Aonuma.
Yeah.
Sorry, Aonuma. He came on screen.
Yeah, and so they trolled us because everybody was like, Breath of the Wild 2. And then he was like, hey, no info on Breath of the Wild 2 until
that
later.
Wasn't okay. What would have been trolly is if he had started talking about Breath of the Wild 2 and then was like, but there's no news today. Like the first thing he said was, sorry, there's no news today. But
but he showed up. So that's all it meant.
Right. Yeah. You saw his face. And
actually, to be fair, I was only excited because the chat was excited. When he showed up, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I have no idea who this guy is.
Oh my
gosh. Because I just don't keep up enough.
Nick, you're the best kind of Nintendo fan.
Yeah, I know, right? Because I'm just like, I really love him, but I'm like, I don't know who this is. But that's okay. I'm that way with pretty much everybody. Like we'll watch a movie and I'll have to be like, what did this guy play in? And my wife will be like, oh my God, how do you not know? He's like super popular. I'm like, I'm sorry. So do you still think it's coming out? Because most people thought it was coming out this year. Do you still think Breath of the Wild's coming out this year?
Yeah, Christmas, sure. Why not? I see that. Because they're certainly not doing Metroid this year. So Christmas this
More
year.
than likely, true.
Next Christmas will be Metroid. Watch it.
I was like quick little scanning through the Discord, the Nintendo pals scanning through their Discord for any excitement from Micah. But nothing to do with Metroid. I was like, So yeah, hopefully Breath of the Wild this year, Christmas. That'd be
my boys over at Retro are working hard. We're getting after you. I want to like go camp out in front of their studio and just like wait for somebody to walk on and be like, hi, just hi.
How's it going?
Hi.
Can I get you anything? Go back inside and work at it.
If you do that and somebody comes out, you should like shake their hand and be like, I work in the logic department of your studio, so I was wondering if Retro Logic. Get it? No.
I got it.
Okay, just, you were staring at me like you're like, what in the hell is he talking?
It just wasn't very funny, but that's fine. It's good.
God.
So you okay.
Welcome
really
back,
lucky.
Dan.
You're really lucky you're a guest now. All right. Well, now that with that wonderful burn that I just got, let's move on and talk about the animals in our lives. Welcome to Isabel's morning announcements. We left out one piece of the direct because we thought we would talk about all of the goodness right here in Isabel's morning announcements, which is Mario items coming to Animal Crossing New Horizons, which we already knew, but we got a small snippet overview of how it was going to play out, of if we were going to have to shoot down 7,000 balloons just to get a mushroom DIY, which is not the case. I'm so excited about that. I don't
my
need
prediction.
else.
My prediction of paid DLC was wrong.
Can't get them all right, Dan.
Oh, no.
Can't get them all right.
Well, yeah. So far, we're 2 for 2 wrong at this point. So.
Yeah, but you were right for a year. You deserve that one.
All right. Okay.
You get rid of this court.
I should never do stuff in perpetuity ever again. That's my lesson.
Yeah.
The fact that they're all going to be bought through the shopping app means one thing and one thing only. I am back in the turnip exchange, big time.
Yeah, it's not super expensive. I mean, $1,000 bells here, 1,000 bells there. I mean, if you've been saving up some cash, if you come in with like no money, then yeah, you're gonna be like burning through bells. But if you've been playing for a while, you saved up a couple million, I think you'll be just fine. I think you'll be able to, and you got to have a couple million left, right? I mean,
yes and no. My daughter just started she started her island on her own Switch Lite that she got at Christmas, and I kind of took all but maybe 1 million or 2 million of my bells, and I had 10. So
yeah, I think you'll still be okay.
Dang, that's a boost. So how much do these items cost? Did we get an item cost?
Yeah, so you can go, we'll post some pictures on our Twitter, but like, for those of you who are Patreon, Solo Something posted 4 pictures of pretty much what looks like all the items available. And they range from like 1,000 bells to the most expensive thing is the Princess Peach crown at 12,000 bells.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah. So I mean, there's not a ton. Actually, there's a coin, and the coin is 350 bells. That's the lowest item that I see on here. Just perusing. What I think is like, I wonder if people realize or are thinking about right now is there's a lot of items here, like probably almost 40 items. I can't tell if there's doubles. I haven't looked, but there's around 40 items here. You can only buy 5 of those a day. So, because remember, you're doing it through the shopping app, and all you get is 5. So that, I think, is going to be the biggest thing that people who don't know that kind of stuff are going to hop in, and they're going to be like, I'm going to buy all these items today. And then they're going to get to unless Nintendo does something to change what is currently the norm, they're going to get the 5 and they're going to say, sorry, that's all we can deliver you for today.
And how many items can you order for somebody else per day? 2?
2, yes.
2.
So like
So
you
seven
could
is a
partner with someone to get 7.
Yeah.
And then so is that per person, or is that like I can only send 2 items to somebody else total?
No,
Yes,
it's
you
per
could, if
person.
you had if you had 10 friends, you could order another 20 items.
Okay.
And so 2 to each of the
So
10
with the
friends.
community's help, we could all kind of pitch in and send stuff to everybody else to get it quicker. But that,
Sean, I
how
want
much
you to start that tree of
coordination
like
guys
Oh, my
Jan sends to these
Yes.
people.
Do
These
it.
10 people send this item to these people. And this is going to be so horrible.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the system settings and just change the date.
Oh, time pirate it. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Do it. Dance style. I like it.
Yeah, dance exactly. That's right. No, you're right. Anybody who doesn't have an issue with cheating and just being horrible, they can. No, I'm just kidding. Anybody who wants to time travel can time travel and get as much of this stuff as they want right away. So that is true. I will not be doing that though, because I have yet to time travel, and I won't start now. But what I will do is I will use my daughter's account, who I moved over to my island, to order another 5 items for myself, and I will just drop them
Don't forget,
to my.
she can send you 2 and you can send her 2 as well. So you
That's
can
true.
get 14 a day.
That's true. Yeah, I will be doing all that. I'll be giving her bells to buy me Mario items for sure. That's 100% the case. So they're all through the shopping app, except for when you download, when you download the update, Nintendo always gives you that thank you gift. You will be getting a thank you gift of Super Mario wallpaper. So that's cool. That will start earlier. Yeah, that'll start earlier than March 1st. So I think you can download it on the 27th or the 28th. So you'll get that a few days early, except for the other stuff.
So I'm gonna. One of the rooms in the house, I've not done anything inside the house on my island for a long time. But the upstairs is going to be Mario themed style arcade room.
Yes, love it.
Yeah, this is going to be a good way for anybody who's like, I've heard a couple people on our Discord channel complain about like not having the last HHA thing. I'm sure these items are worth a boat ton of points for that. So I bet if you stack a room full of Nintendo items, I'm sure you'll be able to get to your 150,000 pretty darn quick to get the final reward. So that'll be pretty cool. Did you put in here time traveling time, Sean? Was that you?
Yeah, that's the way I'm sneaking in. See, we get everywhere. I went ahead of time and dropped that in.
Characters showing right. There is a Yoshi rug. So characters showing is a Mario mustache. There's a Wario mustache. There's a full Luigi and Mario costume. There's a Princess Peach crown with a dress. And then there's a Yoshi rug. I think you can't be Yoshi, but because at least not that we've seen so far in the stuff. But there is a Yoshi egg rug. So they've gone out and done a lot of the bits and pieces of Mario universe. I'm gonna jump down to community questions, knock one of those out right here because it fits. Marty on our Twitter mentioned Waluigi. Marty, we're very sorry. He's very bummed that Waluigi has also not made it into Animal Crossing. Nintendo has no
snub. Snubbing Waluigi left and right here. No Smash announcement. Come on, guys.
Yeah. So there's no Waluigi. Is there any other character other than the ones listed here that you would like to see, Mario Universe character that you would like to see in Animal
Where's
Crossing?
Bowser? Why can't you have a Bowser? You can have all the good guys. Why can't you have the bad guy?
Let's get a Bowser backpack. The shell.
Yeah.
That only makes sense. Let's be honest.
And where is my Donkey Kong tie?
Yeah. He's not Mario though, is he? Donkey Kong isn't Mario.
He's technically Mario. He also has his own universe. He's two of them.
It's a
He's
multiverse
trans. He's a trans universe character, like Link now, because Link is in Mario Kart. So just let that sink in.
Well, wait. If you add Mario Kart to the Mario universe, then every Nintendo character is like not
Nope,
every, but
not
many.
Star Fox, not Samus.
I mean, does Smash count as the? This is a horrible squirrel. Does Smash count as the Mario
No,
universe?
because those are technically toys fighting each
toys
other.
with the master.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
But Mario Kart is Mario playing kart with Link. So where in the universe is Hyrule and
Well, they just
Mushroom
get invited over for a nice quick race.
Yeah, that's
fun
fine.
race.
Sure.
Not,
Why
they're
can't
not part
then why
of the
can't
Mario universe?
I'm just saying
They're there to
I'm
play
saying,
tennis.
if they show up
Not
in a
tennis
game
golf.
with
Same
the
as
Mario
tennis.
title, then they are in the Mario universe, whether they wanted to or not. Hyrule is somewhere in the Mario universe. That's just how it is, guys. I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm telling you this is how it is, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. So,
We'll be sure to deal with it.
yeah. If somebody wants to
Only
fact
Breath of
check
the Wild
me,
Easter egg.
please fact check me on Twitter at RetroLogic Games. Come at me, please. I would love to argue this with you because it's ridiculous.
Breath of the Wild 2
And
would be a really good Easter egg because I know we're looking at maybe more underground dungeons for Breath of the Wild 2, that when you're down there, you find like the used coin block. Looks like it's got the two eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
If you just find a couple of those, that's
And
like
then
a homage.
The whole time you're underground, it goes do 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 do. Do 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 do
That
do
would be so amazing.
do 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 do
That would be
do
horrible. but amazing on the same time.
Yep, I would turn that music off, but that'd be amazing.
Breath of the Wild 2 is where you just find a portal to the Mushroom Kingdom, and then you just fight Goombas as Link the whole time.
Tell me that would be amazing.
It would somewhat be, and also somewhat be this like horrible letdown all at the same time. Like,
Come on.
all right, the warp pipes. They are actually warp pipes.
Yes.
Working, fully functional, can only go from one place, from two. Can't like have different colors to go around to different parts of your island.
Yeah, that's a bummer. That's true. So if you put 2, you know where you're going to be. You're going to end up at the other one. If you put 3, you don't know where you're going to end up. It's a random gig. If you go in 1, you'll end up in one of the 2. So that is a bummer. But I am super excited that they made something functional.
Now that could make for a pretty fun game. If you do another Dad Crossing Olympics, you could set something up with like 20 pipes and be like, are you gonna end up trapped or what? Where are you gonna go? Are you gonna get the prize or not?
So
It's
you are
just
right.
a load of pitfall seas around the pipes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you are right. That'll help with, people doing mazes and stuff like that. That'll be pretty impressive to see what they can pull off with pipes. There'll be some pretty cool stuff for sure from people who are much more creative than myself. So yeah, I'm excited to see how that all works out and what they do.
I've got a really cool area near where Nook's Cranny and Able Sisters are. That's like it's fenced in with the hedges, and I put some grass, flowery looking flooring down in that area. So it's going to be really cool. A complete waste of 2 pipes, but I'm just going to put a pipe at each end of that boxed in area. So if you end up there, you have to run around to the other one, get in, and come out of the next pipe, just so then it looks like this stuff. Because they do that in Mario sometimes, so that you can get in a pipe and you basically just go through a short section to another pipe.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm sure people are going to use it for your turnip hustle with the stock exchange. It's going to be an easy way to get people from the airport to Nooks to get done what needs to get done.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, so they won't have to make the long blocked off paths anymore. So yeah, I'm sure they're going to use it for that quite a bit. Anything else with Mario items that anybody wants to touch on?
The sounds. So it's nice that when they bring Mario stuff into something that you get the nice original coin sounds.
Yeah, that's cool. And you can actually get the coins. Like they reappear, but like when you walk through them, they like disappear for a hot second and then come back. So yeah, I think it's cool. There's some function involved, especially the warp pipes. I'm excited to get started building. Before we move on, Sean and I do want to tell you can look forward to seeing another contest from Dad Crossing. We will be doing our own personal level builder. So build your Mario level in Animal Crossing. We'll be rating them. There will be more information coming down the pike here in probably next week or so. And so we're really excited to do another one of these. And we thought, what better time or place to do it than with Mario items? Everybody can get to them. We don't have to worry about having to shoot down balloons or people not having the items that they want to build with. So hopefully we'll have more about that.
Really quick before we move away from Mario, I sent Tim a TikTok video the other day with a pretty funny Mario joke in. It's dad style. So what kind of overalls does Mario wear?
What kind?
Denim.
Oh, wow. That's a joke.
That's good. I like it.
Ridiculous.
I like it.
Sorry.
Okay, so there were some other things shown in this quick little snippet video on the direct. There was a pie day. It's a pie with the pie symbol in it showing. So they're going to do something for that. Girl Day, which is a thing in Japan, I guess.
Geisha Day.
Yeah, so Girl Day will be in there, and St. Patty's Day will be shown.
Pi Day is March 14th.
Yeah,
Okay.
3.14.
Yeah.
There you go. I knew that.
I know you did. I just, for the listeners, for the listeners.
Yeah. Thanks,
I know you
thanks.
knew it, Nick.
Yeah.
You're on top of all this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For St. Patrick's Day, at New Year, we got that glass of apple juice. For St. Patrick's Day, can we get a pint of black juice? So I can actually walk around the island with a pint of Guinness.
Wait,
Or
black
even-
juice?
Even better, you get a little espresso shot and a beer, and you drop it in, and you make your Irish car bomb.
Yeah.
Maybe
or whatever
Nook
it is. I don't even
will,
remember what those drinks are.
Maybe Nook will paint the rivers green. That would be pretty cool.
Hey,
Yeah.
there you go.
So yeah, we'll see. There is some cool clothing involved with St. Patty's Day, so I'm excited for that. Okay, so that's all we got for the Animal Crossing Direct. I did want to bring up, I have become a regular Nookazon customer. I looked at my museum and realized that next month I will be able to finish off the sea creatures. I will dive for the final 2 creatures, and that will be done. And then I had this epiphany that I'm never going to finish the paintings by myself. It's just never, ever going to happen. Like, I had 12. I have faithfully been on Animal Crossing every day. So what was it, June when Red was revealed? I think it was, yeah. Which means 8 months I have had Red on. I have been buying from Red, and I have 12 of, I believe, 43 paintings. So, at that level, it's like it'll be a 2-year task to get them all. And I was like, nope, this ain't happening. I got money. I got Nook Miles. So I went on to Nookazon. It took a little bit, probably like an evening, a couple hours for me to hop around. They have this app now. It's pretty cool. And make an account, figure out what needed to happen. And I was like, all right, I get this. We can do this. And then I just started to buy up paintings that were fairly, they weren't cheap. Like I was spending like 10 to 20 Nook Mile tickets, 300,000 bells, something like that, for each of these paintings. So I started this on Friday. And as of the end of today, I have bought 16 paintings so far.
Hey.
So, but I will say this. Those were I got rid of the easier ones, like the low-hanging fruit, the ones that are cheaper in one way or another. So I have 12 paintings left to buy, and if I can get them all for bells, which is what I'd like to do, but people with the higher end paintings like Nook Mile tickets, which I don't have as many of, then it will cost me 9 million bells to get these final 12 paintings. So, which I have, and I'm glad I'll gladly dish out all 9 million bells if I can finish the entire museum. So we shall see if that's a thing. You had mentioned you were thinking about trying it, Sean. You gonna try out Nookazon?
Yeah, but now you suck that 9 million bells price, so definitely have to go back to the turnip exchange. But yeah, definitely. It's now we're back to the start. I'm going to go back on fishing and the bugs because there was a lot that I missed at the beginning and then towards the end of the summer. So I've got some catching up to do. No pun intended.
Oh, intended.
Another one. Another pun. Y'all are fresh with them today.
Yeah, I was really excited. I mean, I was really surprised at how well it worked, and people are really great. Like I mean, I'll probably have a couple of duds, but because of the star rating that they do on Nookazon, I think, you know, it doesn't take long to fish out somebody who's not playing by the rules, and you can report somebody who did something wrong. I had this lady who gave me a painting that wasn't genuine. She said it was. I hit her up. I was like, "Hey man, this is genuine. It was." You said it's not. You said it was. She immediately flew back, gave me my stuff back. We traded the painting back, and so it's been great. I mean, I haven't had a bad experience yet. Like I said, if I'm on here long enough, something will happen. I mean, it's the internet, you know, it's bound to happen. But at the moment, I've been enjoying my time with it. So I will finish up these paintings and let you know how that works out. All right, let's play some Nook Price is Right. We thought it was only good that we do this because this game came from Retro Logic when I guested there. What is yours called? I forget.
Price is Retro.
Yeah.
And really, we stole it from The Price is Right. So if anybody's stealing, it's us.
Good. I like that. That's good. I'm glad. Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Nothing's original.
Well, there is that. So, Sean, do you want to start us off?
Yep. Let me just load my app up.
What two do you? I gotta get my pencil ready. My pen, excuse me. Ready.
Right. So I've got, for the first item, is the elaborate kimono stand.
Elaborate kimono stand.
The second item is the server.
Okay.
So, combination of those two, please.
I am gonna say.
Is it the same game? Do I just add them up? My two guesses.
Yep.
And, okay, cool, got it. All right.
Yep. Same exact deal. I don't put any extra thought into anything.
Oh my gosh.
220K. That's what I say.
Huh. Okay. Well, great. Obviously, it's been a while since I've played.
Well, that's why
Animal Crossing.
So that's why I went first, Dan, because I was doing really good.
Yeah, but I don't want to. That's not. I'm going to make the integrity move and just say what I had originally.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm going to say 9,250 bells.
Okay.
Right there.
Nick's the winner. The combined price for the two is 320,000 bells.
320, really?
320,000.
How much is the kimono stand?
220.
Oh, I thought it was 140. Oh, wow.
Wow.
The server is 100,000. So there you go.
Yeah, and I thought the server was 80.
Just wow. Just wow, guys.
Yeah.
We both, you know what, Nick, we are each going to hold the record for the worst game of on our own podcast.
What? No, let me say the one time, because I felt the same thing. I had no idea on those games, and I was going off of whatever like you or John was saying, and I was like, well, I think it's probably. And then if you would say a number that was like way different than mine, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna adjust my number. So the one time I totally bombed was the time when I was like, all right, this isn't fair. So I'm just gonna like blurt out what I'm thinking first, and I did, and I was like, yep. See, that's what happens.
Well, yeah, that's the game, isn't it?
So yeah, that's my. That's my story on that. All right. Okay. So
Can I go now?
Yeah, you go.
I'll go. Okay. First item is exercise bike. Exercise bike. Second item is electric guitar. Exercise bike and electric guitar. You can play your electric guitar while you exercise. Write a
I'm
song
gonna
about
go
it.
95,000 bells.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 75,000.
Well, the total retail price for both items is 75,800.
Nick could win this.
That is pretty bonkers impressive to me that you would even like, of all the items in this game, you know the price of stuff, and that is crazy.
Is it awesome or is it ridiculous? You know, that's the
There's a fine line. Fine line there.
Yeah, that's for sure there is. Okay. I am gonna go with the axe.
Oh, you can buy that, yeah. I never think to look at tools.
Yeah, the axe and the colorful fishing rod.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go first here.
Go on then.
I'll say 1,200 bells.
I'm going to go colorful fishing. 3250. 3,250.
250. So Sean, you're the winner. They're both 2,500 bells.
Oh my gosh. I don't remember what anything costs in this game. I was like, that's probably 200. That's probably 1,000. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I know the colorful net. I know that the colorful net and things like that, they're all 2,500 because I buy that many of them.
Yep. Well, thank you for playing Nook's Price is Right.
You're welcome.
So we've actually had somebody win for once as well.
Yeah, that's true. Normally when
You
there's
are the
three,
first winner,
everybody
Nick.
wins once. So yeah, golf clap for Nick. There you go. All right, Sean, let's head over to the dad corner tonight.
Welcome to Dad Corner. Nick, when we do things pretty last minute at Dad Crossing sometimes. And yesterday, Nick sent me a message saying, "Do you have a dad a parenting topic or a dad topic for today?" And when I got that message, I was elbow deep into removing the underneath of my sink because we had a leak. Yeah. So I kind of just joked. So why don't we just do like dad DIY disasters? Because yeah. So here we are. We're doing that.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, it was awful yesterday. So Lindsay, in a infinite genius of wanting to be an absolute joker sometimes, in summer last year decided to try and make a video and catch me out. So she placed an actual leek, the vegetable, under the sink. And I came into the house and she shouts, "Quick, Sean, quick, there's a leak under the sink." So like I come in really panicking, thinking, great. I was having a pretty bad day as it was, and I think the car had started to play up or something. And so I was thinking, as I walked into the kitchen, I was thinking, oh great, it's gonna be water everywhere, what's it damaged? And blah, blah, blah. So I opened the cupboard door, like expecting to see water everywhere, and then like spotted her phone placed, and I was like, what's going on? And then saw the vegetable, and I was like, oh god. Picked the vegetable up and hit my wife with a leek. But so yesterday when I'd like been to sleep after my night shift, she kind of woke up. She goes, "Oh, I think there's a bit of a leak under the sink." Because everything's a bit wet, and I was thinking, "Oh, here we go again. She's going to try and like get me really all tired." Find out says, and no, there was an actual leak this time. So I sent Nick the picture. I'll stick the picture in the Discord of what this looked like. But for some strange reason, they've made some kind of crazy pipe dream under my kitchen sink. And I don't understand why they've used so many U-bends and
That thing is
joins
crazy,
and-
man. I looked at that. I was like, who did that?
Crazy.
Yeah, it's like for those of you who have played Super Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury, it's like the one Sean's sink looks like those clear pipes in that one area where you got to get all the coins. Like it's just there's pipes everywhere down there. I'm like, why is there pipe? Why is there so many pipes? I don't understand. But DIY disasters, man, they're crazy.
Yeah. So when I took everything apart, it looks like the plumber that's put the kitchen in originally must have done a really bad job because he sliced one of the pipes at like a 45-degree angle. And then when he's pushed it together, it has been sealed okay. But then over time, with like putting stuff in and out the cupboard, it's moved all the pipe work and it let it so that 45-degree cut has just come out of the seal slightly. So every time we ran the kitchen sink, as it was draining through, it was just dripping out, and that's what was causing it. But that's just, there's been so much wrong with this house since we bought it as well. Stuff like that, like DIY disasters. We had the whole our ensuite is above the living room. And I'd been mountain biking all day, got absolutely filthy. So when I came home, I had a shower, and I must have been in the shower for a good 40 minutes, getting all the dirt out of everywhere because I was absolutely covered. So I got out of the shower, got dried, coming downstairs, and I'm thinking, I can hear water running. I'm sure I turned the shower off. So I went back upstairs, didn't even come into the living room, hadn't made it that far. And I was like, oh no, yeah, they've definitely turned the shower off. So I came into didn't go into the living room, so our living room's on the middle floor because it's a 3-story house, and came into the kitchen, and the kitchen floor was just covered in muddy water. I was like, oh crap. Looked up, and the water was coming through one of the light fittings. I was like,
no.
Where's that coming from? And then you could see the water trace all the way to the end wall, which comes from the living room. So ran upstairs. And in the corner of our living room, above the TV, above where all the power sockets and everything are, was just waterlogged. It was horrendous. And that was a shoddy plumber's job where they hadn't sealed all the pipe work in properly, because one of the rules for when you're building houses is anything that's in a ceiling void or under a floor has to be properly sealed, and so it can't move. And what they've done is they just pushed it together. So over time, with the heat and expansion, it's just moved out. So basically the whole entire drain of my shower was just going straight into the living room ceiling, straight into the kitchen, through the living room carpet. That's the worst one.
That sounds like an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, we had to have all the plaster in.
Horrible.
All the plaster in the living room, had to cut all that out. Have that all redone, and at this time it was Lindsay was 9 months pregnant with Logan, so
of course, yeah.
So that put the shower out of commission for a while. I just torn the ligament in my left knee, so I wasn't up for doing any level of DIY at all.
When it rains, it pours on Sean.
No pun intended.
Oh, I was wondering if I was going to grab it.
So yeah, that wasn't a great time, but that's the worst. It's just you get with plumbers and new build houses that are paid per house rather than paid per job. They come in and throw it together.
Yeah. I don't have anything quite that bad. I rent my house, so anything like that, I would have just called the landlord and been like, "Hey, come fix this crap."
Yeah.
So mine, the one that comes to mind most recently is we got my 5-year-old a new bed. Got a big boy bed, a twin mattress with a bed frame, and the bed frame is an IKEA bed frame. It was a bunk bed, and they turned it into they did some DIY to it and turned it into a clubhouse. And so I was like, oh, okay, we'll buy it from them on Craigslist, and then I'll just turn it back into a bunk bed or whatever. And either they were missing some pieces or I didn't do it right. But either way, it did not turn out quite as stable as you would need a bunk bed to be in order to host a human on top of it. So that ended up being storage above his bed, and we told them never climb up there because you will fall through it. And thankfully that's never happened, mostly because there's no room. There's just boxes up there and stuff, and the boxes never crashed down on him, but I don't feel like it's going to. It hasn't yet. So
I love how you pause, like, well, you know.
we're pretty confident about that. It's pretty good. Like, I got up there and shook around, and it seemed to be fine. So, it wasn't a disaster per se, but it just was kind of one of those DIY projects where, like, didn't super know what I was doing, ended up shoddy, left it as it was, and
the true test is the earthquake test.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
Here, Nathan, just kick this over. See if it'll fall over. Like, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, man, putting those things together. I mean, like, I remember putting my daughter's crib together. Well, it's actually my daughter's and my son's.
IKEA cribs are 100% a two-man job.
Yeah,
they're crazy with like lining everything up.
Yeah. It's rough stuff. So I actually just mentioned this on Discord, which is why I was kind of like, well, I can tell stuff. So I work for Habitat. I think I don't know if I've ever said it on podcast, but we had a family and they had some furnace problems, and so they asked me to come down and take a look at it. And I'm not like a furnace guy, but I was like, sure, I'll take a look at it, and then maybe we can help you out finding somebody if you need that help. And so I get there and I take the cover off the furnace, and like you can just smell the like burnt motor smell.
Oh no.
And I'm like, your inducer motor's pretty shot. I said this has happened at my house, so I pretty much know what it is. I said I can't fix it, but we can get somebody out to do it. And he's like, well, how would that happen? And I was like, well, where's your filter? And he's like, oh, it's right here. And I'm like, okay. And so I pull it out, and it's like brand new. Like,
oh wow,
like 100% new. And I'm like, when did you change this? And he's like, oh, I don't know, like a month ago or something. He's like, I change it every month. And I was like, well, I said, so did you just change it? He's like, no. And I was like, but this is a brand new, filter. And he's like, I don't know what could have happened. And I said, well, I'm pretty sure that the filter wasn't changed for a long. I said, that's how these normally are. But it's just so funny because I'm just like, and I just kind of stopped. I was like, I don't know what happened either, I guess. So I was like, there's no reason to like drag this out. But I just walked away and I chuckled because it was just like, just like put in an old filter if you want to lie to the furnace guy about not changing your filter. Don't just put in a brand new one and expect that he's not going to know what happened. So like, change your furnace filters, man, because it's just great. And I mean, I get it. Like, you know, you're like, oh crap, I've been there before. Like, I've been guilty of it too. Where you walk down, and you're like, well, I haven't changed that in like 3 months. Probably it's been running this whole time. And so yeah, I come across those every once in a while in my job, and they always make me chuckle. So.
Isn't that like a really big fire risk, not changing a furnace filter? I mean,
yeah, big time.
It would be like the old furnaces. It was. Now it's legit. They'll shut themselves off, or they'll just kill themselves, which is what this one did. Yeah. And so then you have to, it's but it's an expensive fix. Like, I mean, and it won't happen the first time. This has probably happened multiple times where somebody hasn't changed the furnace, gets a lot of dust in the motor, and then the motor like grinds to a halt. Which is why we try to tell everybody to change the furnace filters. But life happens, man. Life happens. Definitely. You forget stuff. So I totally.
So on the premise of like things being put together, it's one of those like it's a test of saying, isn't it? Like either getting married, planning a wedding, going on holiday, or moving house are the three things that are going to make and break a relationship.
Right.
When we moved into this house, oh word, it was like the house wasn't built when I bought it. It was still foundations when I actually bought the house. That was in June 2014. I bought the house. We didn't move into the house until December 2014. And when we moved in, it was 19th of December. And we literally had 6 days till it was Christmas. And I had
Wow.
everything was in storage. So like I'd been to IKEA with Lynn's and we bought like cabinets, coffee tables, kitchen table, kitchen chair. Everything was IKEA flat packed. I had 5 days and I was still working in this 5 days as well. And was suffering with a horrible UK cold because it was flu season. I had 5 days to build everything, get it all put up, kids' bedroom, everything ready for Christmas.
Did you
There's
get
a
it
lot
done?
of words. Oh, it got done. There was just a lot of words exchanged.
Oh, I have no doubt. I have no doubt.
Lots of sat there at midnight. Lindsay's still trying to figure out which way around I should hold pieces of wood before I put screws into something.
Yeah, DIY disasters are the worst. They're rough stuff.
I've touched this fake wooden table that I've got from IKEA. Nothing's yet fallen apart that I've built. Yeah. There's time.
That you know of.
Yeah, but I know. So.
All right. Well, let's hit the bulletin board and see what the community has to say about what questions they have or comments. All right. Well, we just want to give a big thanks to our community and for giving us questions and comments. We really appreciate it. We love it when you guys chat with us. And so we'll start with Spider Sean in the Discord. Thank you so much for this. He says, I think I mentioned it earlier, but my question is, how do you plan to integrate the Mario items on your island? Recreate everything to make it one big Mario island, or make a separate area on the island to be Mario themed? Mix it in to your current style. What's your thought? So how do you guys, we didn't really touch on that. How do you guys think you're gonna design with these items now that we have some idea?
I'm gonna integrate it. I'm gonna have a section of the island that is Mario themed because I've got a couple of sections that are completely barren at the moment with nothing there. But I'm gonna make use of the warp pipes, and I'm gonna have a couple around. Sorry, it's kind of like a gamble where you're gonna end up when you jump into it, but I'm going to have one near the house. I'm going to have one near what I call the shopping district on my island, which is where Nook's Cranny and Abel's is. I'm going to have one near the beach, near the airport, and another near the museum. So you can just hop in at any time. But then I'm also going to have like them just in random places, like I said, that little blanked off section, just for fun.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm going to just try and integrate it as much as possible. I'm not going to go out and redo all my island because that just takes far too long. And talking, so
yeah,
Dan's,
I can't do it again. I don't have it in me.
I mean, you're toying with the idea of completely restarting altogether, aren't you, Dan? So
and I played a little bit today. I'll probably play a little bit more tomorrow and just kind of feel out what I want to do with Animal Crossing now. If restarting or not restarting, and just kind of not rebuilding everything, but just changing it up. Because really, that's where I find the most fun in Animal Crossing is terraforming and building and rebuilding and stuff like that. So if I can come up with a cool little plan, I'll keep everything and just kind of make it pretty and just leave it as is, and then just kind of pop in whenever there's something cool going on. Mm-hmm. And I already started doing some demolition, so I would have to kind of rebuild a little bit. As far as Mario stuff goes, I think the warp pipe is so cool, and I would imagine I would probably put, I don't know where I would use them right now. I kind of like the idea of having one that goes into my house and then one that comes outside. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Maybe once you just get to the airport real fast, probably would be the like most used. Yeah, so I'll keep y'all posted on like, all right, what's Dan doing with Animal Crossing? Am I going to give all my items away before I restart everything, or am I just going to stick around and reform what I have? just something to think about.
Yeah, so for me, this fits in pretty well with my current island. I do need to boot up Paper Mario. So for those of you who don't know or whatever, I made all my villagers be part of Toad Town, and I recreated Toad Town on my island, which I've been pretty happy with. And I made like a little I can't even remember what it's called in Paper Mario anymore, the Secret Woods or whatever it is in the very beginning. And so I've enjoyed that. So now I need to go back into Paper Mario and find out where all the where there's a block or where like a question block or where there's a coin. And now that I have all this stuff, I'll just recreate it even more. I'll put the question blocks where they're supposed to be and coins and stuff like that and have a bunch of fun with it. That's my plan. For the warp pipe, there is a spot I remember if you walk all the way to the left in Toad Town where there's a warp pipe there. And I think the warp pipe actually, I can't remember where it takes you anymore. I can't remember if it takes you into the castle. I cannot remember. But anyways, that warp pipe will take me to, I'm not sure if it's going to take me to the airport because I thought about that, Dan. That's really makes a lot of sense. Or if it's going to take me to the back corner of the island by red. I don't know. Or maybe I'll do 3 and then it'll just be random. But I really don't like that. I want to know where I'm going to come out at. So I probably won't. I'll decide whether I want to be at the airport or whether I want to be in the back corner of the island. So that's my plan for this stuff. And then I'll probably buy a ton of this stuff and just stash it in storage for when things change. And I may make a Mario room as well. Pretty sure I will. I mean, I have it on my other games, so I don't know why I wouldn't, at least for a while until I get tired of it. So yeah.
I mean, it'd be good if we could change the color of the pipes, because obviously there's red ones, yellow ones, blue ones, green ones,
Clear
clear
ones.
ones. Yeah. If you could change the color of the pipe and those 2 colors, so if you had 2 red ones, the 2 red ones worked, that'd be so much better, because you could literally have a room in your house and have all the different colors and be like, right, I need to go here, pop straight into the yellow one, pop out at Nook's Cranny, and have a row of colored pipes there, and off you go somewhere else.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. And that is a fair, I mean, it's not going to what you're talking about, which is like color code pipes to go to different places. But there is the question, is this stuff going to be customizable? Can you change the question blocks to be P blocks or to be, any one of the other things that are out there, or change the gold coins to be red coins or blue coins or anything? You can customize not everything else, but a lot of stuff in Animal Crossing. So I wonder if that'll be customizable too.
Yeah, I've not seen any images yet of anything where it's got the customized paintbrush logo.
Yeah, it's true. I haven't either. I also don't think I'll be surprised. Let me put it this way. I'll be surprised if they've showed us everything. I think when the update happens and stuff starts to fall, I think there'll still be some surprises there left for us to find. I don't think they've shown us everything they got. So Spider Sean, thank you very much for that question. The next question comes from Chris HL94 asked us about how the items are going to get. I think how we're going to get these items. We pretty much answered that one already, but we appreciate the question. Hey, it's Chad says, okay, question for the show. If it hasn't already been asked, any speculation as to the anniversary next month? Apparently, data miners found Brewster. Maybe one day my dream will come true. So March 20th is we're just a little bit past a month into the anniversary of Animal Crossing. March 20th. What do you guys think?
I mean, we didn't get a Zelda anniversary, so I'm gonna go ahead and say nothing. Unfortunately, is probably the likeliest scenario. But what would be really cool to do would be for Nintendo to do something like, hey, here's some, at the very least, here's some Animal Crossing stats. Like, here's how many hours you've played. Here's how many times you've dug a hole. Here's how many times you know what I mean? Like, that'd be a cool email to get. You know, they have all the data. So it's just like, here's how many doors you've opened.
How many times you've been stung by a wasp?
Yeah. Here's how many wasp stings. Here's how many friends you've had over. Like, that would be really interesting and cool to see if they did it. Even not even in-game stuff, but just like, you know what I mean? I think that'd be neat. I'd be down for that.
Most interacted with villager.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know who it is for me.
Yeah.
Still.
Is Gwen still on the island?
Oh yeah, she's the one who said, "Well, Dan, it's been 7 months." So
They definitely got the data, don't they?
yeah, exactly.
Gwen's sending it to him every night.
Yeah, she's a little gossip.
Yeah, I don't know.
They could do something. I mean, it's Nintendo, as we always say, they've probably not shown us everything. And the Mario stuff will come, and there'll probably be another video 2 weeks later and saying, happy birthday, Animal Crossing. Because that's quite a big thing. Birthdays and anniversaries in Animal Crossing are quite important. So
that's true.
They're doing something. They're going to do something. I don't know what it's going to be.
It'd be interesting to know which data miner found the Brewster information. If that was Ninja guy, if it was him, then that's pretty good because he's usually on the ball.
Yeah. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to do something, and I can't figure it out. And DLC just is right there in my mind of like they have to be thinking about starting this soon. Like
paid DLC?
Yeah, paid DLC, sorry. Like they've given us a year of free content. I'm going to be really surprised if they don't try to figure out something on how to monetize Animal Crossing a little bit more at this point. You're a year in.
New Amiibo. After a year, they announced that they've got a Amiibo style festival coming to Animal Crossing, and you can get old characters and newer characters by using the new style Amiibo with different outfits. I don't know. Nintendo's crazy like that.
Amiibo in game. You go buy, buy an Amiibo of Nook and put it on your shelf in Animal Crossing.
I did just throw out on the Twitter that I know that Nintendo's nervous about Amiibo, but I need an Orville and Wilbur Amiibo. Like, I mean,
you pretty much do.
Yeah, I do. And I know that they're nervous about Animal Crossing Amiibo, but you cannot tell me that with the popularity of this game, that an Orville and Wilbur Amiibo would not sell like crazy.
Oh, yeah, the dodos are getting snapped up.
I struggle with the functionality of the Amiibo, but I mean, I could see it being a thing.
To be honest, Dan,
but there was somebody in the...
yeah, go ahead.
There was somebody in the Discord who was using them, wasn't they? I can't find which sub it's in. But yeah, they've been using them to get the paintings, because I know Frosticles was like super excited that he could try and get hold of like rare paintings.
Yeah, you can scan them and get the posters or the photos, I don't know what it is, of each of the people. And to be honest, I totally forgot about it. Like when I buy an Amiibo, I don't think, can't wait to get that special thing that Amiibo is going to give me.
I know, right?
I'm just like, cool. It's just it's a statue I'm going to put on my shelf, and I'm going to be happy to look at it. Like I just don't even think about that.
Yeah, it was Solo something that's been doing that. So
I need to do it. I have them all right here. I need to scan them and get the stuff. And if I can get it every day, maybe I could sell it on Nookazon to make. Anyway, sorry, my bad. Squirrel. To find a way to get those paintings without spending $9 million.
Tradable assets.
So, Chad, I hope for your sake that Brewster's coming in less than a month. I hope that comes out and that just like a silent drop for you on March 20th. Brewster's there. Boom. I'll celebrate.
It'd be nice. It'd nice for it to be a shop, because I've got space in between Abel's and Nook's Cranny that would fit a shop really nice, and that would finish off my district of shopping. So
yeah, please make it a shop. I really don't want another. I would like another stable character on my island. I think that would be cool. Not another like go here every other week. That would be great.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I want to thank you, Dan, for showing up. It's a year, guys.
Yeah.
A year.
Happy
Yeah,
birthday to us.
Do you guys remember how this whole thing started? Let's retell that. Let's rehash that.
From my point of view, I did a really bad audio with the Nintendo dads for the first time I'd ever been in a podcast. And then like a week later, I got a message saying, hey, do you want to be on a podcast with us and talk about Animal Crossing? That's pretty much how it started for me.
Yeah. I mean, that, I went to Justin.
Nick, you put out a blast on the Discord. You were like, hey, who out here, like an Animal Crossing fan, would want to do a podcast? Da, da, da. And I was like, boom, bingo, me.
Yeah, man. I mean, I went to Justin and I was like, listen, I want to do an Animal Crossing podcast. I really love Animal Crossing. Like, can I do it? And he was like, sure. You got to find the people to do it. And I was like, oh, I was like, okay. I was like, I don't really know anybody right now who is into Animal Crossing. So I was just like, who wants to do it? Well, first I went to Sean because I was like, Sean has audio. I was like, I know he can do podcasts. Maybe he likes Animal Crossing. And he was like, yeah, I'll do an Animal Crossing podcast. And then like, I think it was the next day, he was like, by the way, I've never played Animal Crossing. And I was like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right. That's a
great.
small step backwards, but we can still work with this.
Hey, you've got yourself, who's the expert. You've got Dan, who really enjoys Animal Crossing as well, and then you had the complete noob. So you had a really good broad spectrum of the game. So
no, it was a good team. It all worked out in the end. But at first, I was like, okay.
We all seem to have different play styles too, which turned out to be a great way to have a show.
Yeah.
And then was Bobby on our first episode or on? I think he was on the first episode after it launched or something like that. He was on a pretty pivotal episode. And just really hope that all turns out to be well with that dude, whatever's going on.
Yeah, as you say, definitely a shout out. Makes a good comeback.
Gotta shout out Bobby because he is an Animal Crossing super fan.
Yep, for sure. So and then look, speaking of medical things, that first we had planned to do our first like real episode on the Animal Crossing Direct Day, and it was gonna be at like 2 p.m. and you guys were so great because I had to take my daughter to the doctor that day, and I just really thought she was gonna get some pills or whatever to take care of this issue she was having, and he was like, yeah, we can take care of that. He was like, how about surgery at 2:30? And I was like, I was really?
Oh my
My
gosh.
wife was in Indianapolis at a seminar, and so I was like, well, if that's what she needs, then okay. And so there we were, like we drove an hour to like a larger hospital, and she had this surgery, and I was like, so guys, I know this is like the first real thing we were supposed to do together, but I can't be there. And you guys were great because you moved it to midnight.
Classic.
Which was the only time we could all get together. So
yeah.
But yeah, it's been crazy and fun and awesome. And
it's made friends with two great guys. Met a lot of other cool people, and I mean we've had Andros, Chad, Frosticles, Burpley. We've had a range of characters on, so it's been great.
Yeah, March 20th aligns with the dinner table for Tim's dinner table, and so we are in talks with Nintendo Dad Tim to do a special Dad Crossing crossover dinner table event. So we're pretty excited to bring some more info on that as well as it fleshes out a little bit more. So there is something planned for the actual anniversary of Animal Crossing, just so everybody knows.
Awesome.
Before we take this out then, Dan, do you want to just drop where people can find you and what label we're looking for?
Oh, totally. Thank you guys. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody affiliated with the Nintendo Dads know that Retro Logic is doing the Retro Rewind stuff for Nintendo Dads now. We're doing a whole month of Sonic the Hedgehog. There's a whole section of the Discord down there, Retro Rewind. You could chat about it and all that. And then March I think March 1st is a Monday. Anyway, the first Monday in March, we're going to choose a new game for March, and we're just going to keep trucking on with that. But yeah, as far as all that stuff, you can find all the episodes, you can find the game store, you can find Twitter and all the stuff that we do over at retrologic.games. And come check us out. Yeah, so we had Nick on not too long ago to talk about Animal Crossing City Folk. And that was super fun. He set quite the record with our game. So someone's yet to break that.
Yeah, it was just a few dollars off.
Yeah, but I am so happy with Dad Crossing and what it's become and what you guys are doing with it. And it's always fun to be on and to hang out with you guys. Some of my best friends I know online. So yeah, just keep on kicking butt over in Animal Crossing land.
Awesome, man.
So cool. So I'll take us out, and then I can start making lunches for the kids in school and start my day.
Welcome to Dad Crossing.
Yep.
Yeah. So Dad Crossing is part of the Nintendo family, Nintendo Dad's family of podcasts. You can find new Nintendo Dad content wherever podcasts are found. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach out to us on Twitter and Instagram. Everything is at @NDadCrossing. We want to give the Nintendo Dads a big thanks for allowing this craziness to happen. And from Nick, our good friend Dan, and myself, we hope your village is snowy and your villagers are happy.
Adios.
Peace and good luck.
Now we'll go back.